Due to public health issues arising from the coronavirus situation, the Sussex County Board of Chosen Freeholders will conduct this meeting remotely via a conference call. Callers are invited to listen and will have an opportunity to make comments by calling 973-310-7191. Dr. John Connolly, President of Sussex County Community College's PowerPoint presentation is on the website at www.sussex.nj.us. Visit the Freeholder page for meetings and agenda to view this presentation. This is the Freeholder meeting of September 9th, 2020 at 6 regular business via conference call. Terry, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Please give us a roll call.
Yes. Freeholder Fantasia?
Here.
Freeholder Fasano?
Here.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Here.
Freeholder Director Patillo?
Here.
Freeholder Yardley?
Here.
Would you please stand with us for a moment of silence? And please join with us with a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America,
the Republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice
for all.
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice as defined by Section 3D of Chapter 231, PL 1975, has been made by regular mail, such notice being submitted on August 17, 2020, from the Administrative Center of the County of Sussex, located at 1 Spring Street, Newton, New Jersey, to the following: New Jersey Herald, New Jersey Sunday Herald, Star Ledger, WSUS Radio, WNNJ Radio, and is also posted on the bulletin board maintained in the Administrative Center for Public Announcements, and has been submitted to the Sussex County Clerk in compliance with said act. At this time, I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved. Fantasia.
Thank you. A second?
Yardley, second it.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. We're on number 6, which is proclamations, certificates, and presentations. Our first presentation is on the is Jordan Rush and Madison McCarthy. They are the 2020 National County recipients of the Investors Foundation Scholarship Program, and I'm going to turn this over to Freeholder Anthony Fasano.
Thank you, Sylvia, very much. And first off, this Investors Foundation Scholarship, this is on behalf of the Board of Directors of the New Jersey Association of Counties Foundation, and I know John is on this call as well. Investors Bank, through the Investors Foundation, recently awarded the New Jersey Association of Counties Foundation a grant of $21,000 for county vocational technical school graduates who plan to continue their education at a county college or state college or university. The foundation is in the process of distributing 2 $500 scholarships in all 21 counties. And we do have our 2 scholarship winners here. I do have a little bit about them, and we'll start first with Jordan. So Jordan Rush is a highly motivated young woman. She has earned 4 varsity letters in girls soccer, is a member of the National Honor Society, the National Technical Honor Society, and has a GPA of 4.35. She has volunteered at the annual blood drive at Sussex Tech, helped with Tech Trek for middle school applicants, and guided 8th graders during their WOW tours at school. She comes with high recommendations from her teaching staff. She will be going to William Patterson University with the intended program to study of allied health. And I'll move to Madison McCarthy, also of Sussex Tech. Madison is a hardworking individual who has earned the New Jersey Stars status by her excellent GPA, also of 4.35. She was selected for the National Technical Honor Society, also volunteered with the annual blood drive, and also helped with the Tech Trek for middle school applicants and leading WOW tours for prospective 8th graders. Madison has earned 24 Sussex County Community College credits while in high school and will transfer them to Rutgers, where she will be majoring in nursing this September. On behalf of all of us here on the Freeholder Board, we wish both you, Madison, and you, Jordan, first of all, congratulations and much success in your future. Thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you very much. I would just like to congratulate Jordan and Madison. It's always amazing to hear of the successes of our young adults, and oftentimes we don't hear that enough. So I want to congratulate you, and I want to tell you how much I admire all of your hard work and perseverance to achieve this honor. So congratulations to both of you. And also, and John, would you like to say something?
Just briefly, Madam Director, thank you. And first, I just want to really thank Investors Bank. Since 2012, Investors Bank has given the NJAC Foundation $175,000 again for County Vocational Technical School graduates who are continuing their education right here in the state of New Jersey. We give away 100% of those monies. It's my favorite thing to do with the association. And I, of course, want to congratulate the students. I can tell you that in my 4 years of high school, if you put all my GPAs together, they wouldn't equal 4.35. So we've had some really impressive candidates this year, and I just want to congratulate them and wish them the best of luck. So, and again, thank you for a couple of minutes today. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Do any of the freeholders want to make any comments?
Yes, this is Deputy Director Dawn Fantasia. I wanted to congratulate the ladies and also thank them because both are entering into healthcare, and with the pandemic, we have seen just how vital and how critical a role our healthcare workers play. So I just would like to thank you for that. It's a very brave decision, and it definitely speaks to your character. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Josh?
Yeah, I would just like to, again, congratulate them. And if there's anything you learn through this whole process is that hard work does pay off. And, you know, as stated, 4.35 is, that's a lot of hard work to represent that number. So congratulations and good luck in the future.
Yes. Herb Yardy?
I just want to say 4.3, wow. That is incredible. Congratulations. What a heck of a great job you did. And good luck in the future.
Okay. Jordan and Madison, thank you so much for being a part of this meeting. And once again, we just want to congratulate you and tell you how proud we are and how amazed we are by all that you've accomplished in such a short time. And we all wish you the best in all your future endeavors. And God bless you very much. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on then to our presentation by the President of Sussex County Community College, Dr. John Connolly.
Before Dr. Connolly speaks, may I request that all of the callers put their phones on mute? We are getting quite a bit of background noise.
All right, great. Director Patillo and other members of the Freeholder Board, thank you so much for an opportunity to speak this evening. The presentation available by PowerPoint is on the website as indicated, and I'm going to sort of go through that. I was not sure. There were no parameters given for how long this should be, and so this presentation, the PowerPoint slides would last 20 minutes, and I won't take that much time for you folks this evening. So, but I'm happy to fill in any gaps that you folks might have if you were to have seen this in advance. But I'll just simply begin with the second slide past the title slide, which talks about the challenges that community colleges in the state of New Jersey presently face. We've been looking at for a number of years throughout the state declining enrollments in our colleges at the community college level. Four-year institutions are also experiencing increased competition. They are also desperate. William Patterson, for example, has been really, really hard hit in the last several years, just trying to maintain their enrollment at a particular level because the demographic in the state of New Jersey for young people is declining, and many students really wish to pursue their higher education opportunities out of state, something that the Secretary of Higher Education has been trying to get their hands around, but has not been particularly successful. So we are facing that too in Sussex County. We have been declining. It's a general phenomenon. 5 or 6 years ago, it was extreme. It has slowed down considerably over the last 5 years, and I'm pleased to report, and I will show towards the end of this presentation, that at the moment today, Sussex County Community College has the best enrollment in the entire state of New Jersey, including the four-year institutions, so by percentage, and that's something we're pretty proud of. We're also looking at stagnant state funding throughout the state, and my role right now is the 18 community college presidents group lead of the President's Council. I am the lead for that. I have been for about 9 months now, and I can assure you, in my interactions, there are really some pretty upset presidents for the situation that they've been facing for quite some time. They get quite exercised about it, but this is from the state. The state has not been investing in this for probably 15 or 20 years, and it's been, when I say stagnant, it has been frozen. It's been frozen now for between 15 and 20 years. Depends on how you look at that. Our competition with the four-year institutions remains a significant problem. We're all delivering higher education, and yet in the state of New Jersey, this spirit of competition is problematic for the most part. Four-year institutions also have endowments, which they are using to draw students in, whether a community college or the four-year college that is pursuing them is the best bet for them. The need for enrollment continues to drive that phenomenon. I think also for community colleges around the state, they're increasing demands on us as community colleges. We have a very, very strong sense of our local communities, all of us as community colleges. We want to serve our communities very well. And when that happens, our communities respond and say, well, couldn't you do this and couldn't you do that? And shouldn't you do this and shouldn't you do that? And they're all, for the most part, really legitimate. And community colleges are just working very hard with reduced resources to meet those demands, those really legitimate demands. And it's a struggle. We continue to do that. It's a challenge. I'm happy to say that in Sussex County, we really don't have the union challenges that others do. Sometimes people are really more focused on things that have less to do with the mission and have to do with other things. And when unions get into that territory, it becomes problematic for the welfare of the students they serve and the institutions that need to deliver a mission. Fortunately, in Sussex County, we have essentially none of that. And so I'm pleased to say that. But that is a statewide phenomenon and is a real challenge. I think that over the last 20 years, we have really not had good lobbying efforts for the community colleges. It's been, I guess we'll just sort of accept what we get. And although there is a case to be made for that, there are some, for example, our current chair, if you go to the next slide, which talks about actions being taken, this is the cast of characters in leading the New Jersey Council of County Colleges right now. Aaron Fichtner is the current president, and he has a staff of about 6 or 7 individuals down in Trenton. Phil Infanti is the chair of the board of Warren County Community College, but he's also right now the trustee chair for the New Jersey Council of County Colleges. And then there's myself. And we're working hard on these things, and it becomes a balancing point. How hard do you fight, and how obnoxious do you be when lobbying for yourselves? And I think that some of us have a different take on it, and others prefer to be very vigorous. But what is clear is that the community colleges have done a very poor job over the last 20 years of striking that balance properly. So there is a desire, still on that slide, the Vision 2028 document. Down in Trenton, the New Jersey Council of County Colleges drafted this document to have a sense of where we want to go. Where should the community colleges around the state be going? And a big piece of that would be the following bullet. It's re-energizing what we're doing with our workforce consortium. There are 2 elements to the New Jersey Council. One really has to do with the academic and transfer mission and the technical education, but also the direct non-college credit bearing skill development programs that operate throughout the state. And trying to blend all these things, essentially have a place and space whereby industry, the New Jersey Business Council, the colleges themselves and the faculty who create opportunities and skill development and laboratories come together and have a plan for what the workforce of the future looks like and what we should be doing with that. And, sort of a big piece of that is this new Pathway and Skills Collaborative that the New Jersey Council of County Colleges has created. There are these partnerships that they have built. It includes everybody that you can imagine, including the county vocational technical schools throughout the state, including our 4-year college and university partners, all the workforce development organizations, the Department of Labor, everybody, pulling them together around 4 areas of health services, global manufacturing and supply chain management, innovation and technology, and in energy. And if we sort of focus our energy on those, we should be able to make some progress in workforce, that the community colleges need to stay focused on the workforce today and the workforce of the future, answering the call of our employers. COVID is a big deal. This is not a surprise to you. COVID is all consuming right now, and our community colleges around the state are struggling with that, and the New Jersey Council of County Colleges is trying to respond to that. It's Sussex County Community College, boring down to the local, where we are now. The next slide shows folks that we've got a fall reopening plan. We're proud to be reopening. We have face-to-face classes happening as well as remote, as well as a combination of both. It's very important to us, very important to me, that we push forward on that we advance the fact that the 2 principles by which I operate and I have led the college is the following 2, and that is that we, A, be safe, we open safely, and that, number 2, people feel safe. But there seems to be a can't do attitude around the state that is troubling, I think, to many of us. I said, yes, we can. It's about the thinking, and it's about acting, and it's about believing that you can. And I get the advantage of being a biologist. I'm a PhD biologist, and my area happens to be microbiology, so I'm a little bit more qualified than most to say, no, you don't have to do that, versus, yes, you can do that. So we've really led the college a lot in that way, and the good news is that I have not had to fight the people or the students or the parents or anybody else at this college to do what we need to do, so that we're doing a good bit of face-to-face instruction. I dare say more than anybody else, and I think that spirit of what we have going on here is one of the reasons that we have, by proportion and percentage, the best enrollments in the state at the moment. A piece of that really has to do with air quality investigations. While I think schools started talking about air quality about 2.5 or 3 weeks ago, I've been talking about it for 4 or 5 months. And we've been on that and trying to get people to pay attention in the right way, not to codes, not to specifications, not to what the engineer reads in the blueprints, but to the reality of what we're looking at. And so that's been a wrestling match for me, but we have been successful, and we're in a pretty good place about that right now. And some of what we're handed with what we do at the college, we can't overcome. Athletics is one of those. We are proceeding forward with our athletic programs safely. We have an athletics plan. But the rest of the state and the National Junior College Athletic Association dictated what we can and cannot do at our level. And so the fall schedule was postponed, and it's postponed to the spring. So we're hoping to be competing in the spring, but we are practicing now, and we're practicing safely. There's a great deal of rigidity about what we will tolerate as compliance and behavior in our athletes, and that's going to be interesting. I think that all of you are fully aware and have read of the breaches of compliance that result in problems. All of these things result from the same thing. When people misbehave, you end up with problems. I believe that people can behave. It's a matter of choice and giving them and treating them like grown-ups to be able to do so. So that's the approach that we're taking. Among the things that I have pushed for in reflecting on what we can do is outdoor classrooms. I've been pushing for that for quite a while. My PowerPoint presentation shows the historical evidence that outdoor classrooms are not a new idea. These were used quite frequently in the past and in the winter as well. And it was a way of dealing with tuberculosis. And what we're dealing with is the same kind of phenomenon. It's actually much more friendly than tuberculosis in a lot of ways. And so if we pay attention to that, and if you take a look at my presentation, you'll see one of the two outdoor classrooms that we have. And we do have faculty teaching in that. In addition, we also have a pavilion, and the pavilion is packed. It's being used constantly for classes, and so I'm happy about that. One of the last slides, maybe the second or third to last, is our enrollment from around the state. You have colleges A through college K, and then us. You'll see that at this point there are some colleges down 20%, 10%, 7%, 8%. At the present time, we're only down 3% at Sussex County Community College, and compared to all of the community colleges and the four-year institutions on the basis of the data they're willing to share, right now we're the best in the state on that. And I think it has a lot to do with the spirit that we project. We don't project panic. We don't project the end of the world. We say, not everything's fine, but we've got it under control. And here's what we do, and here's what we will do. So lastly, I'd say the concerns and the challenges and then the bright spots and advances that we've got. The concerns are obviously funding. We are looking at state cuts right now that are really damaging to us, and that's from Trenton. It's a really serious issue for us, but we've got a 1 year buffer, and we've got 1 year of advocacy to make up the difference. So we're working on that. I would say that a challenge for us for the future is the workforce of the future, and what the college needs to be doing to keep pace with this COVID thing, so to speak. The COVID situation has accelerated already highly accelerated changes in our society, about technology, about the way that we meet, the way that we converse, the way that we conduct business. And once again, the community college has to be at the cutting edge of all of those changes. What is our call to duty as a college? To support the economy, to support students in a new era. What does learning look like? And frankly, faculty shortages. Many of our adjunct faculty are well over 65 years of age, and they are not interested in teaching in the COVID era. And so we're looking at faculty shortages there that are going to test our mettle, so to speak. Good things going on. We've got a lot of exciting things. Our honors program continues to grow. If you have not heard of it, basically it is guaranteed admission to St. John's University or Drew University or the College of New Jersey if you come to our honors program. And so this is an important thing that we're doing to try to attract certain students who would prefer to think about being out of state, being here, being there. And if they come to our college, they are guaranteed a slot if they get a certain GPA here with us. I think that football has created quite a deal of splash, but also excitement. And I think that our current enrollment status, our positive position with respect to our enrollment status, is in good measure because of football. We have registered right now 85 football players, and they're all registered full-time. So that's really a big deal for us for that. The new academic center is almost finished. On the slide presentation, there's a picture of the maker space in the new academic center. We'll be filling that with the engineering equipment that was purchased from a federal grant that we secured. And pleased to report the McGuire Technical Education Center is doing well. We're going to be moving forward with the Culinary Institute, despite the changes that COVID has wrought in the way that restauranting is done. But there is still the phenomenon of feeding people, and that's not going to go away. And so we are moving forward with that, and happy to be reporting that we have got a collaboration ourselves and others around the state with the United States Navy. We, among a few other community colleges in the country, are serving as the United States Navy's community college. So that's really good news for us, and it's a great collaboration that we're enjoying. And lastly would be the last slide has an error on it, and so I'm going to give Terry the updated. There was one digit missing in my telephone number, and I am honest. It's great to hear from folks. If they want to give me a call, they should feel free to do so. I'd be happy to answer any questions to the public, freeholders or otherwise, about what we've got going on. And Madam Director, that is my report, and happy to do it.
Thank you very much, John. You can tell that you're going through a lot of changes as this pandemic moves forward and continues to just cause havoc in so many different areas. But when you're innovative and you're dedicated to what you're doing, you find a way to work around them, and that's what's important. So thank you. That was a great presentation. Are there any freeholders that would like to ask any questions or say anything?
I have a question for John. Thank you so much also for your presentation. It's very comprehensive. My question is about how, from the college level, you are handling your football season. What does that look like?
Well, the competition has been delayed until the spring, so we're not going to be doing any competition this fall. But our team is practicing. Right now, they're practicing twice a week. And they're practicing on campus. We have a couple of fields. We still have some field shortage problems because we have men's lacrosse, women's lacrosse, men's soccer, women's soccer, and then football, and all of those are competing for grass space. But the lacrosse doesn't start their practices for another couple of weeks. Football is practicing now. Oh, and fall baseball as well. So, and baseball is practicing quite a lot, and they share some of that time at Skylander Stadium, and some of it's here on campus. But we don't know what the National Junior College Athletic Association will allow us to do for this upcoming spring. And so we're kind of, essentially, the football players, it doesn't matter if they were William Patterson or any place else. They're not going to really be able to play ball. Their best chance of playing ball was with us, and so they're here with us. And the spring is mostly at this point still a question mark, so we really don't know. And I wish I could be more complete in my answer, but that's where we are.
And what is your percentage of all live versus hybrid versus full remote? I can imagine some of your coursework with welding at the McGuire property, with different culinary programs. Many of the courses would require a fair amount of hands-on. What is your rough percentage of what those classes roll out as?
It's 20 to 30% of our sections have at least some face-to-face component. And as you said, welding and automotive and diesel and culinary, those are going to have substantially more hands-on practice experience and a little less theory. Something like cultural anthropology, for example, right? So cultural anthropology, we have a faculty member who is running recitation sections, which means most of the classes run remotely using Zoom. So lectures are done. Class meeting time happens at class meeting time. They do it remotely. But once a week, students come in sort of one or two at a time into a classroom to meet for 30 minutes, to meet with the professor, to sort of chat, catch up, touch base, all the rest of it, and then they leave, and then some more come in. So they sort of make appointments, and they meet with the professor face-to-face in a classroom, and with masks and so forth, and then they move on. So those are two sort of extremes of the kinds of things that we're looking at. There are some faculty who are meeting just like they were meeting before. So we have English composition, for example. So English composition, we have several sections, 5 to 7 English composition sections that have taken over the library, which is a very large space. And so everybody's really spread out. And we've done air quality tests, cubic feet per minute examination of what's going on in that space. And so we know we're not flirting with disaster there. And so we just have the students meeting in there, and 24 students are meeting simultaneously in the library all at one time for English composition. And we have no doubt that it's entirely safe and it's just fine. So we have all of that, but I'd say that to answer your question, 20 to 30% of our sections are being delivered in some way face-to-face.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
Yes, Sylvia, Josh Hertzberg here. Dr. Connolly, I would just like to say that clearly the innovation and the community responsiveness that you guys have shown at the college is indicated in some of the stats that you shared with us. I think we can be really proud of what you guys have done, that you're leading the state in some of these things, especially in a time where New Jersey's becoming less and less affordable, and we're losing these kids. They're leaving and they're not coming back. And the fact that you're capturing as many as you are through some of your innovation is great. And I appreciate your efforts, and keep up the good work. I personally was a big fan of you doing a football program, and I know a lot of kids that leave our football programs here in our towns and choose to go the community college route would have loved that opportunity, and now you're giving it to them. And just out of curiosity, because I know in most of the places where I've seen some of those programs actually generate revenue. Do you expect that your program at some point might generate revenue for the school?
Well, to simply be blunt, if it wasn't going to generate revenue, I wasn't going to do it. But I've done this before. Right. I've done this routine before at Husson University in Bangor, Maine, and Husson University was in pretty good shape, but it didn't have what we were calling at that time a breakthrough strategy. And we determined that football was going to be the breakthrough strategy because it brings a whole set of other cultural things about what it means to be at college and all those kinds of things. So people they're drawn to the energy of activity and energy and diversity and all those things. And so, we're making money on this proposition is where we are. But we expected to make money the first year. We're making more money than we thought that we were going to make in the first year, and we're pleased about that. But yes, we have some expensive programs, some expensive academic programs, and we have to have some ways of generating revenue with programs that make money rather than cost money. And frankly, this is one of them.
Well, thank you again. Great work.
Is there any other
Dr. Connolly? Yes, Dr. Connolly, this is Anthony, and I really appreciate this report. It's really comprehensive, and very much appreciate your commitment to not only the college but to our county's economy, which is really important as well. Super thrilled. I'll stay on football very quickly. Super thrilled to hear about the status of your program. Also to see some of the coaches that you have is pretty impressive, and to also hear that there are 85 young Sussex County individuals that wouldn't have had this opportunity if it weren't for you and your team who pushed for it. All of that is impressive. I can attest to the fact that football, without question, has really shaped my education. And I know it will do some for some of those students as well. So good job to you and your team. But I did have one question for you out of curiosity. What does being the Navy's community college mean? What is, if you don't mind explaining, I just didn't know what that meant.
Well, there are 7 community colleges in the state of New Jersey that are functioning as a consortium in the state of New Jersey. And there's one in Michigan. There's a consortium in Michigan, and I don't know, there may be 5 or 6 other states that joined in consortia of their own to serve the United States Navy. So let's say that you are, quote unquote, a sailor in the United States Navy. You've graduated from high school, but you don't have a college degree, but you're in the Navy. The Navy is obviously not going to discourage its sailors from continuing their education, and much of this education happens online. And so they look up various online things and whatnot, and they might go to school here, there, or wherever. The United States Navy was interested in ensuring that there'd be a cost-effective and somewhat uniform system by which these sailors could sort of log on. They could go to one website and shop from a more limited menu of possibilities, in particular with programs, well populated with programs that would be of particular utility to the United States Navy and or to sailors, beyond. And so we participated in we as a state participated in a grant opportunity to join on board. We did. We were successful as a state. Not all of the community colleges in the state of New Jersey joined on board that. Only 7 did. We were one of them. And so we can be expecting to serve United States Navy sailors or officers in one way or another in their aspirations in higher education at a very affordable cost for programs that we do particularly well or whatever else. And again, it's much the same thing as Josh was talking about, young people leaving. And there are 2 things. There's what can the state of New Jersey do to retain its young New Jerseyans? But in addition, what can the state of New Jersey do to attract people to New Jersey to reverse this exodus of human beings that's killing us? We do actually need taxpayers to pay where we are, to get out of the pension trouble and everything else that we've got going on. The situation's only going to get worse. So actually this sort of thing, by drawing people to our college, let's say they grew up in Texas and they're in the United States Navy, but they get their degree in business administration from Sussex County Community College. What we know statistically is that those folks who go, even if it's online, to a particular college, their connections and networking and where they sort of hang their hat ends up being actually in that geography. So a business administrator, their apprenticeship for the business administration would end up being in New Jersey or Sussex County and so forth. So it ends up drawing people, and when they settle where they're going to settle, they're more likely to settle in New Jersey. And so that's one of the things that we're interested in, and that is essentially what we've got going on as the United States Navy's community colleges. It's basically a network of community colleges. I don't know how many of them there are grand total, maybe 30. 30 community colleges serve as a super consortium of community colleges. And from the sailor's point of view, they just log onto the website. They got one place they can go, and it's the United States. And from their point of view, the portal is just, this is the United States Navy's community college network, and you go there.
Mm-hmm. Really cool. Well, thank you for that, Dr. Connolly. Thanks for all you do, and best of luck to Sussex County community this school year.
Thank you, sir.
Herb, you have anything?
No, I'm sorry about the delay, but I keep the microphone off and the phone went dark. But no,
Okay.
Thank you for the presentation.
Yeah. John, I'm just going to end with this thought. I mean, ever since I met you, you have an energy and an excitement about all the innovative things that you try and that you do and that you have actually excelled in at County College. You have changed the look and the extent of the name and built up so many wonderful programs, being one of the first county colleges to really bring the trades in, and now all the other new innovative things that you're trying through this pandemic. I really want to thank you because you are really making the difference for our youth to really go to a wonderful school, like you said, that has diversity, has all kinds of programs. Now with this Navy initiative, some of the things that you have brought in are just absolutely amazing. And I want you to know how much I appreciate personally what you're doing because I am always been very involved and very supportive of education. So thank you again for this wonderful presentation, and I wish you the best as you move forward in the middle of everything and all the challenges that we're facing. You're doing a great job.
Thanks so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, John. Bye. Okay, we're going to move on to number 7, which is public hearings. We do not have any this evening, so we'll go right to public session from the floor. We have 2 public sessions a meeting. This is our first public session. It is for comments or questions pertaining only to the agenda items. So before we open this session, we ask callers who want to make a comment to first state your name and municipality. Then the clerk will create a roster and call each of you in the order received. Your comments are limited to 3 minutes or less. So if there is anyone that would like to make a comment or has a question about anything on our agenda this evening, could you please just call out your name and municipality, and our clerk will make a list and then call you one by one. So anybody can begin.
Hi, I'm Jordan Rush. I'm from Vernon. I just wanted to say...
Wait, don't give me your question. I just want your name and your municipality, and then she'll call you in the order that your names were mentioned, okay? So your
Okay,
first
my
name,
bad.
your name is?
Jordan Rush.
Okay. And what municipality?
Vernon.
Vernon, okay. Is there anyone else that wants to speak this evening?
Hello,
Ms. Rush.
this is Christine Dunbar. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. I am just checking in
All
about.
right, Christine, can you please just wait till we get the names in order, and then we'll call you to have your questions
I'm sorry.
answered. We're just looking for the names.
Sparta.
Terry from Sparta, thank you. Is there anyone else that wants to speak this evening? Okay, Terry, do you have those two names?
Yes, the first is Jordan Rush from Vernon. Jordan was our scholarship recipient.
Right. Okay, Jordan, if you would like to ask a question, make a comment, this would be your opportunity, honey.
Okay. I just wanted to say thank you for all your kind words from earlier, and thank you for honoring me with this scholarship. I just thanks for all the time and effort you put into helping students like me, and it means a lot being recognized for my achievements. And I know this will help me pursue my future in social sciences and clinical psychology. So just thank you.
That's wonderful. Jordan, congratulations, honey. It was our pleasure.
Our next speaker is Miss Christine Dunbar from Sparta.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I am following up on a prior suggestion that I had that our county issue a resolution, an updated current resolution that states our position on anti-racism. And I was very encouraged the last time that I called about a month ago, and that you wanted to refer the issue to the lawyer, and that you wanted to issue your own statement. And I was wondering if there were any updates on that, and I would appreciate knowing and actually volunteering if you need any help with that document.
Yeah, we didn't forget, Christine. We were waiting for some type of legislation to come along that we could tie that to the resolution. So that's what we're waiting for. If it doesn't happen soon, then we'll have to do something else.
Okay. So you'll see if there is some legislation, which would be great. And if not, then we as a county will go ahead and make a statement. I would really appreciate that. And thank you if you need any work done on that.
Yeah, I didn't forget it, Christine. I want you to know that.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's it for tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, is there anyone else that we missed that would like to say something on the agenda? Okay, not hearing anyone.
Ms. Rush, hello?
Yes, yes.
Myself. Hi,
Okay.
Ms. Rush, Vernon.
Vernon, okay. Go ahead, please.
Hi. Okay. I just wanted to go a little back to Dr. Connolly. My daughter was the scholarship recipient, and how much we appreciate that. But I'm letting her handle her own business and doing her own thank yous and whatnot. I wanted to express a thank you to Dr. Connolly, if he's still on the line, because my family was particularly hard hit by COVID. Both my parents caught it and almost died, and I had two seniors in high school this year, so our family really got hit quite badly. And I had to take a trip over to, I'm mentioning this because we're very sensitive to COVID, and I had to take a trip over to the college today, and I appreciated what I saw. I saw distancing, I saw efforts for COVID tracking, and I saw a staff who was very sensitive to, my particular family's needs and concerns, being that we were struck so severely with this virus. And I just wanted to say thank you. And also let the board of Freeholders know, there are some good things that I see going on over there. And that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else that would like to speak that we missed? Okay, not hearing anything. Could I please have a motion to take it back to the board, please?
Fantasia,
I'll make
so
the
moved.
motion. Yardley, second.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All right, next we're going right into freeholder comments. So I'll begin with freeholder Anthony Fasano.
Thank you, Sylvia, and thank you to all who joined us this evening. I'll keep my report short as I know we have a lot of business to get to on our agenda today, which is a good thing. We've also taken care of some business before, which is also a good thing regarding the college and our scholarship recipients, and really good things to see here at this meeting. And from a COVID-19 standpoint, I wanted to give an update that the county continues to show sustained progress in our collective fight against this virus. Today, the county reported 6 additional cases, which is very consistent with where the county has been for well more than 2 months in our daily reporting. Sussex County is reporting a total of 1,476 cases, with 1,259 recovered since the start of this virus. There were no new deaths reported today. Unfortunately, however, the county is reporting 198 total deaths since the start of this virus. Sussex County is working on its COVID plan for the fall, in which our federal CARES funding, which we secured last month, will go a long way with that, specifically with testing. But before we look too much into the future, our businesses in Sussex County continue to hurt today, right now, to the point, in my view, where it should be considered as much of a threat to our economic well-being as COVID is to our physical one. Our success in containing this virus was supposed to translate in the successful, safe reopening of our economy. It's not, despite the fact that our business community and our residents have demonstrated their ability to take proper precautions and limit the spread of this virus, which has resulted in some of the lowest infection rates and some of the lowest new daily cases per capita in the entire state. That's why tonight on our agenda, you will find a resolution urging Governor Murphy to reopen business in Sussex County and our surrounding area immediately. Sussex County, along with our regional partners in Warren and Hunterdon counties, have expressed our concerns and suggested a regional approach to reopening more businesses safely based on data and with input provided by our business community so that our businesses can have a fair shot at preparing for a future that is difficult enough to prepare for. We have spoken a lot on this board about businesses, business reopening, and our economy. Economic sustainability cannot be an afterthought. I fear the repercussions of treating it as such, as these are people's livelihoods, paychecks, and futures that we are talking about right here in Sussex County. We cannot afford to not look for better, more advanced, and more transparent ways to keep both our people and our economy safe after 6 months of this, of data, and of learning. Sussex County and our region is committed to that, and I wanted everybody to know that as we know where our businesses are at this juncture in time. We know where we are from a health standpoint, and there is a way, as long as there's a will, to combine the two and to make it better for both parties. So thank you, Sylvia, and that completes my report for today.
Freeholder Josh Hertzberg.
Yes, thank you, Sylvia. So I wanted to first, like Freeholder Fasano, address the business aspect. I'm very happy that we at least got restaurants and gyms opened so they could start operating. But if anybody knows those type of businesses, and I'll speak to those specifically, 25% almost puts them at a loss. To have to staff, to have to turn on your lights, run your power, for restaurants to have to buy all the food, to only be able to fill your restaurant 25%, you're pretty much going to be losing money. So unfortunately for me, like my gym isn't open. They said they just couldn't do it at 25%. It didn't make sense, business sense for them. Restaurants are trying their best, but I'm afraid it's not enough. And like Anthony said, we're going to feel the repercussions of this economically for a long time. And, although we do have to put the health concerns first, we've done that. We have, that curve has straightened out. We are in a place right now where if there's ever a time to start safely reopening businesses, it's now. And I think we just have to give them a little more to help them be successful. It breaks my heart to hear some of these business owners who have just had to give up, who had to close their businesses. They're family-owned businesses that have been there for decades, they'll never come back. And I just hope that we can start doing better. And it doesn't help when newspapers that are supposed to print facts and put out information start printing out reports that Sussex County has the highest infection rate in the state based on some story. Yeah, what they called data storytelling was just that. It was a story. No one could figure out what kind of crazy math they were using. It must have been Common Core math that they were using to come up with these things. But, our numbers, the state stats, everyone else tells a different story. We are above and beyond. We are more than a green zone. We are one of the safest places you can be. So I take a lot of issue with a newspaper printing something like that and scaring away what could be visitors and customers for these businesses struggling so hard to get back on their feet. And I hope, listen, anybody can make a mistake. I would have liked to see them vet that a little better before printing it. But now that it's already been put out there, I think they need to do the right thing and print a retraction and tell the truth. The only other thing I'd like to talk about briefly is one of the things on our agenda, which is a project that SCUMA has introduced. This being the second time. The first time they came to the board with a project they felt was pretty urgent. They laid it out, but the presentation that was originally given, we had some questions. I specifically, as the liaison, had some questions, and I want to thank them for respecting the fact that I didn't fully understand the project they were asking for, and I wasn't, I personally was not prepared to make a decision on such a large project without understanding it better. And they took it off. They gave me a full presentation and a tour, and it made all the difference in the world, me actually seeing what they were talking about, seeing how the dump was set up and what they were looking to do to increase the capacity. And not only that, to show me where they were limited and how the situation was becoming dire and the need to act and get it situated so that the people of Sussex County had a place for their garbage to go, because it's another one of those things that unless you're in government, you don't really think about very often until you don't have a place to put it. And then, your taxes are going up or you're getting a bill from a private hauler. So, that is on there. I want to thank them for, sharpening their pencils a little bit and, make sure that everybody understands this isn't a project that the taxpayers pay for, through the county taxes. This is something that they build into their budget, that they pay for through their fees, that it doesn't really affect anyone. They as long as it's budgeted correctly, and using some of the funding that's available now, some of the bonding, very, very low interest bonding that's available through the state and the infrastructure bank. I think this is going to be a good project for the county. I think it's going to give us, I think they said with the two phases, another 60 years of, and all the information in the presentation they provided to us to answer some of our questions. I just want to thank them for their due diligence and for taking the time to answer our questions and for giving us the time to understand it before they brought it back. That's all I have for tonight, Sylvia.
Thank you very much. Freeholder Herb Yardley.
Thank you, Sylvia. Just would like to echo some of the words of Anthony Bassano with the restaurants opening up. Pennsylvania opened up prior to us, and they did not see an increase in COVID-19. And as September 21st comes around, they will be opening up to 50%. It is unfortunate that the governor never afforded the opportunity to sit down with the three counties and have, not me, not Herb Yardley Freeholder, but our representatives, such as our administrator and our Chamber of Commerce, sit down and say, here's our plan and this is what we can do. And this is really a government out of control. I am very concerned with the dictatorial methodology that seems to be moving forward. Even the legislature can't seem to get answers. So I am very concerned that we will have a poor survival rate of many of our businesses, and these people that have put their life savings into working here, coming here, and trying to make a living, will just not be able to sustain themselves. And I find it extremely unfortunate that there was not an opportunity to say, let's see if it works. You know, they're doing drug testing to see if the virus, if we have a inoculation for this virus. And that's what you do. You say, does this work? And there was a great opportunity to say, let's see in this corner of the county if this works, if we go to 50% or if we do something different. I think it's unfortunate that we didn't have that opportunity to say, hey, this works or it doesn't. It's easier to say no, and I understand that, than to say, hey, let's try this, it worked or it didn't work. So I just wanted to comment that the Water Quality Management Policy Advisory Committee meeting was held just 2 days ago, and they had it was really their first meeting, and they had a project that's been around the county. I think it's Millie Court project, which has been around something like 30 years. It keeps moving around. And it brings to mind that businesses, not just here in Sussex County, but all over the state, are struggling because there's not a faster way to do things. I mean, this was their first meeting by telephone. They were able to move forward. This project did get approved, and now it needs another meeting and a plan. And so I don't know how long it will take to get approved, but I'm hoping that once the COVID, we have a vaccination, or we need to find a way to move things along much faster so that we can keep things going on in the county. That's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Director Dawn Fantasia.
Thank you. I'm going to begin my report with a specific component of Governor Murphy's revised proposed budget that's of concern to many Sussex County residents, and they've reached out directly to me. Imagine a fee, a tax, or a surcharge on your right to vote. Imagine a fee, a tax, a surcharge on your right to practice your religion, or a fee, a tax, or a surcharge to speak your mind. Now imagine a fee, a tax, or a surcharge to protect yourself and your family. For the third consecutive year, Governor Phil Murphy has set his sights on curtailing the Second Amendment rights of economically disadvantaged New Jersey citizens. Using the COVID-19 pandemic as pretext, Governor Murphy has yet again budgeted for an exponential increase in fees, taxes, and surcharges on gun owners, calling the maneuver, quote, stronger gun control. This begs the question, stronger for who? The laws themselves aren't changing. Stronger meaning the economically disadvantaged now cannot obtain a legal firearm. I suppose that's one way to thinly veil discrimination. New Jersey doesn't have money to burn, yet the only way to move the needle on firearms issues with this administration is through legal action, clearly proven by the governor's closure of firearms retailers at the start of the pandemic, deeming them non-essential when many would argue they were the most essential. Facing blowback and legal challenges, the governor backtracked and allowed retailers to open after stating, quote, that's above my pay grade. We weren't thinking of the Bill of Rights when we did this. We know. We're well aware. This budget will be presented to the state legislature for approval or rejection, with public comment being received through this Friday, September 11th. So the resolution we have on our agenda tonight will be sent to both the Senate and the General Assembly and to all of the counties in the state. I would like to read the resolution into the record, but before that, I would like to review some of the proposed firearms fees. We have an application for a firearm purchaser ID card going from $5 to $100. That's a 20 times increase. A permit to purchase going from $2 to $50. That's a 25 times increase. As of now, there's no duplicate fee for a duplicate firearms purchaser ID card. That'll now be $50. Application for wholesale or retail dealer employee licenses from $5 to $40. Initial application for a retail firearms dealer license, $50 to $500. A renewal application for the retail firearms dealer, $50 to $500. Retail firearms dealer license for corporations or partnerships, $50 to $500. We have manufacturer wholesale dealers of firearms from $150 to $1,500. Same thing, that same increase for manufacturer wholesale dealer of firearms, manufacturer wholesale for corporations or partnerships, and for renewal application of the same, manufacturer wholesale for corporations or partnerships. An application or a renewal for a permit to carry, which is very rare in the state of New Jersey, goes from $20 to $400. And then the NICS check, the FBI's National Instant Criminal Background Check, goes from $15 to $45. As such, the resolution on our agenda tonight reads, Resolution opposing tax increases on firearms and ammunition in Governor Murphy's proposed budget. Whereas Governor Phil Murphy presented his third state budget address to the 219th Legislature and public on Friday, February 25th, 2020, at the State House in Trenton. And whereas for the third consecutive year, the governor proposes substantial increases to more than a dozen gun fees in the state of New Jersey. And whereas these increases include raising the cost of gun applications from $2 to $50, a firearm ID card from $5 to $100, a 2.5% tax on firearms, a 10% tax on ammunition, and a total of 14 specific increases set forth on the attached list and incorporated herein. And whereas the governor has also previously signed a series of bills adding new restrictions to gun laws already among the strictest in the nation. And whereas the Supreme Court of the United States of America has decided and affirmed that the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution, U.S. Constitutional Amendment 2, confers upon citizens the right to keep and bear arms, in District of Columbia v. Heller, 554, U.S. 570, 2008, and McDonald v. City of Chicago, 561, U.S. 742, 2010. And whereas the enormous fee increases in this proposed budget would interfere and unduly burden those constitutionally protected rights of law-abiding citizens of Sussex County and the state of New Jersey to keep and bear arms. Now therefore be it resolved that the Sussex County Board of Chosen Freeholders opposes all of the proposed increases on firearms and ammunition in this proposed budget. Be it further resolved by the Sussex County Board of Chosen Freeholders that certified copies of this resolution will be forwarded to the Governor of the State of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, the President of the New Jersey Senate, Stephen M. Sweeney, the Speaker of the General Assembly, Craig G. Coughlin, the legislators representing Sussex County, and the clerks of the boards of chosen freeholders in all 21 counties in the state of New Jersey. Be it further resolved that certified copies of this resolution will be submitted to the Senate Budget and Appropriations Committee and Assembly Budget Committee. Certified as a true copy of the resolution, and then our board will be voting on this later this evening. Next, I would like to share with you some of the county's COVID data that I have been provided by our Department of Health. Testing data is obtained from the New Jersey Department of Health, CDRSS, which is the Communicable Disease Reporting and Surveillance System. The New Jersey Department of Health indicates that Sussex County's average of new daily cases spans from 0 to 3. The Department of Health also indicates that Sussex County has an estimated population of 140,000 residents, and as of today, 27,848 county residents have received and reported results for a test for COVID-19. So roughly 1 in 5, 20% of Sussex County residents have been tested. Of the tests, we have 1,476 residents testing positive, and that's about 5.3%. Of the positive cases, 1,256 have been classified as recovered for a recovery rate of 85.8%. Now, to clarify, a person is deemed recovered if they have not passed from COVID and if they are not hospitalized from COVID at the time our public health nursing staff contacts them to follow up on their results. And oftentimes you will see that there is a bit of a delay from when the reports hit and we make contact with those individuals. The county has reported a total of 198 deaths for a rate of 13.4%. Of the reported cases, 456 total cases are nursing home related, or 31% of our positive cases come from our long-term care facilities. And of the 198 deaths reported, 115 are nursing home related, or 58% of the fatalities. Moving on to our senior services, our congregate nutrition program is now offering outdoor dining in Franklin, Hopatcong, and Vernon at those nutrition centers. Social distancing is required. There are additional policies posted at each site that must be observed. Now, the Meals on Wheels and the home delivered meals continue to be provided to seniors who are homebound. If you would like more information on that, you can contact the Division of Senior Services at 973-579-0555. Also, Senior Services is offering wellness checks for our vulnerable residents. So via phone call once per week, this allows our staff to assess their needs, connect them to services, or just provide someone for them to talk to. If you know of anyone in need, you can also call 973-579-0555 to set up a weekly contact. And Senior Services started utilizing Zoom, the Zoom platform, to conduct screenings and appointments with seniors and their family members to assist them in a seamless and safe manner while limiting contact. And this is a new option for us, but it actually enables more family members to be part of the conversation. And it's definitely been successful, and the division anticipates expanding this option to the State Health Insurance Assistance Program in preparation for their open enrollment period. Now, moving on to the Sussex County Arts and Heritage Council. Tonight is all about seniors, it seems, because we have some really, really great news. Two things. First, we're opening up the 2020 Sussex County Seniors Art Exhibition. Last year, pre-COVID, I was able to go to the gallery and see some of the submissions from our senior citizens, and their artwork is absolutely outstanding. So our professional artists and non-professional artists will be judged separately in 11 different categories. So the pro and the amateur winners in each category will qualify to enter into the 2020 New Jersey State Senior Citizen Exhibition, and that's going to be held in October. And this year it will be done virtually. But the great news is we got our results back from the state competition from last year. And again, this is all professional and non-professional artists of Sussex County residents who are 60 years and older. And we had 4 winners. In our professional category, one of our residents, Richard Fisher, took 2nd place in the state in digital art. Jill Dickerson took 1st place in watercolor in the entire state for amateur. Joanna West took 3rd place in acrylics for our professional category. And then we also received an honorable mention for professional photography, and that was Nancy Madasky. So congratulations to our seniors who went and took home honors at the state level. Also on Sunday, October 4th, from 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the Sussex County Fairgrounds, there's going to be the Food Truck and Music Festival fundraiser that has been bumped a few times. It's sponsored by and benefiting the Sussex County Arts and Heritage Council, and they're still accepting vendor spaces, and they're offering local nonprofits to have a display table for free. So they're going to have food, they're going to have live music, they're going to have local artisans and crafters from the state of New Jersey and even in some of the surrounding areas. Admission is $5 per person, and children 10 and younger are free, so please visit their website if you're interested in participating as a vendor or a nonprofit. Also, the Sussex County Library System is very happy to announce that remote access to Ancestry.com Library Edition has been extended through the end of the year. So we have hundreds of county cardholders who've requested access, and now they can continue growing their family trees from home. So even though we're open by appointment at the library, and there's, of course, computers available at every location, the ability to log in from home expands your hours. and the amount of time the borrowers can spend researching on that. And new users are always welcome. You can go to sussexcountylibrary.org and you can request access to the Ancestry site. And of course, just please keep in mind that all of the county locations are open only to 25% capacity, and every hour they close at the 45 mark to clear the building for cleaning. So advance appointments for browsing, computer use, grab-and-go holds can be made all online. You can just click online and schedule your appointment to use the library. So I'm really proud of some of the offerings that the library has kept up with, and some new things have really come out of the quarantine situation. And I anticipate that some of these things will most likely go, into the future, even as restrictions are reduced. So that concludes my report for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I was going to talk about the governor and about the opening of businesses, but I'm going to put that aside, and I'm just going to talk about the overdose epidemic that we're still fighting. Since January 1st, we have had 30 overdose deaths in Sussex County and 68 narcan administrations. And that is why we continue to fight this battle and keep the hope of recovery alive. August 31st was International Overdose Awareness Day. In recognition of this important day, the Sussex County Department of Health and Human Services, along with the Division of Community and Youth Services, hosted a virtual symposium on opioid use. As we all know, the opioid overdose epidemic is the most serious overdose crisis we have ever experienced in our country. It seems like just yesterday we were hosting drug symposiums around the county to raise awareness of the resources we have to fight against addiction and the recovery programs that are available. Then, in a blink of an eye, the COVID-19 pandemic collided with the opioid epidemic and took center stage. The changes came quickly. Isolation, unemployment, anxiety, and financial uncertainty became the new normal. Fear of the unknown triggered hopelessness and depression that led to signs of relapse, a rise in drug use, and an increase in overdoses. I was amazed by how quickly our substance abuse community switched gears and adapted to the situation. They didn't miss a beat. They worked through the challenges brought about by the pandemic and quarantine and found a way to reach out to send a message of hope and recovery to those who needed it most. Tonight, I would like to thank all of them for their commitment and compassion. The keynote speaker for the virtual symposium was Kimberly Butler. Kimberly is a celebrity photojournalist from New York City who uses her photography to capture images that depict her story of opioid addiction. Her creative approach gave the viewers a glimpse into opioid dependency and the harrowing impact on the user. Her photo essay entitled Alice in Opioid Land told a compelling story about the role Big Pharma plays in the journey from legal to illegal drugs. In Kimberly's photo essay, key images that were critical to her story exposed Big Pharma and revealed focal points where significant discussion could begin. Her work was both informative and thought-provoking, and an excellent presentation. And if you would like to see that presentation, you can go to sussex.nj.us, and under announcements, you will see International Overdose Awareness Day. Just click on it and you'll be able to see the presentation. Afterwards that evening, a candlelight vigil took place at the Newton Green. The vigil was organized by the Center for Prevention and Counseling. The park was filled with luminaries and photographs of loved ones who had lost their battle with substance abuse. It was heartbreaking to see the faces of addiction and so many people who fought so hard and suffered so much. It was a very solemn evening for those who attended. Now just to report on a few things that are going on in the county. Sussex County has just received a $100,000 grant from the New Jersey Department of Health to support data mining and analysis for the Overdose Fatality Review Team, ORF, which is using Zoom technology to continue meeting during the pandemic. The food pantry at the Division of Social Services helps to fill the shelves of over 30 area food pantries and nonprofit locations each month. Over 6,000 bags of food have been provided to residents in need since March. The pantry's Backpack Snacks for Kids program provides weekend bags to 7 local school districts during the school year and 4 over the summer months. In July alone, 810 weekend bags were given to children in need. Since the pandemic began, the Pantry has provided over 3,000 weekend mail bags to children in need throughout the county. The Pantry is open from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. And if you need additional information, contact the Division of Social Services at 973-383 or 3600. The Division of Social Services, Senior Services, and Community and Youth Services have collaborated to provide the home delivery of food pantry items through the local SHARE organization. And this has been an ongoing effort to meet the nutritional needs of residents who are unable to grocery shop during the pandemic. And for additional information, contact Human Services Coordinator Nick Kapitanikis at 973-940-5200. The Office of Transit, the number of residents transported by Skydance Ride has increased. This is good news because many riders utilize the transit system for employment purposes. Skydance Ride also offers transportation, deficient seniors and disabled residents transport to life-sustaining services such as medical appointments, grocery shopping, and obtaining prescriptions. Skydance Ride will be providing rides to Sussex County Community College when it opens. It's a very important thing. If you need to get to the college, you can do it through Skydance Ride. For additional information or to schedule transportation, you can contact Skydance Ride at 973-579-0480. I just want to talk a minute about flu clinics because it's that season right now. The Office of Public Health Nursing is in the process of scheduling its annual flu clinics. Due to the current COVID-19 pandemic, the division will have a limited number of clinics. To date, 2 sites have been selected as drive-through clinics, one at the Sussex County Fairgrounds on October 10th and another at the Sussex County Technical School. That date will be determined. As of September 4th, the division has not received the flu vaccine from its manufacturer, but expects it to arrive within the next 2 weeks, pending any delays. I want to thank everybody for your patience in getting through all of that information. But it's so important for those people that need our services. Okay, now we're going to move on to the approval of the consent agenda, and that's A through V. The Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex has reviewed the consent agenda consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that adoption of the said resolution is in and will further the public interest. If any freeholder would like to remove an item to be considered separately, please do so now. Is there anyone that would like to remove a resolution from A to V? Okay, not hearing anything, can I please have a motion to approve the consent agenda resolutions A to V?
Fantasia, so moved.
A second, please?
Yardley. Second,
Okay.
Yardley.
Terry, a roll call?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay. Number 11, approval of minutes. We're going to take them separately. We'll start with the regular meeting. Can I have a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of August 12, 2020?
Yardley, I'll make the motion.
Second, please.
Second, Anthony.
Okay, is there any discussion or comments? I just want to mention that, Josh, you were not there, and I was not there either.
Correct, yep.
Could we please have a roll call, Terry, on that?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Recuse myself.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Abstain.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay, and the special meeting on August 20th, Dawn, you were not present for that one. So I'll take a voice vote on that, and then you can just abstain. So all in favor, please signify aye.
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 And Dawn, you can abstain?
Abstain?
Yes. Okay, so now we can go on to the executive session minutes. We could all vote on this. We're all present. So I need a motion to move the second executive session minutes.
Fantasia, so moved.
And a second?
Hertzberg, second.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, I made a mistake of that special meeting. I didn't ask for a motion. Terry, you want me to do that over?
Yes, please. And I think with this August 12th, we need to just verify that you and Freeholder Hertzberg were absent.
Yes.
So we just need to consider that again in the voice vote.
All right, so I'm sorry, you want me to do the regular meeting over and do a voice vote and just...
If you want to take the motion and second on the special meeting of August 20th, that was something that was skipped.
All right, so just do the August 20th. So can I please have a motion to move the special meeting on August 20th?
So moved, Hertzberg.
And a second, please.
Second, Yardley.
Okay, then all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed or abstentions?
I abstain.
Abstain,
Correct.
right, okay. That's okay, Terry, right?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine. We'll go on. Thank you. Appointments and or resignations. We have one appointment of Diana Derez as Department Administrator, Department of Central and Shared Services, County of Sussex, pursuant to Sussex County Administrative Code, Article 5, Section 5.1. Could I please have a motion to adopt this resolution?
So moved, Hertzberg.
Okay, a second, please.
Second, Anthony.
Okay, is there any discussion or comments? Not hearing any. Terry, can I have a roll call vote, please?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
All right, resolutions A through I. Could I please have a motion to move resolutions A through I?
Sylvia, this is Herb. I'd like to, if we could pull H out for a reading.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a motion in a second, and then you can read it, and then we'll just vote on it. Okay? I think that'll work fine. Thank you for reminding me. All right, could I please have a motion to move resolutions A through I first?
Fantasia, so moved.
And a second?
Second, Hertzberg.
Okay, now I'm going to ask Freeholder Herb Yardley if you would read Resolution H.
Thank you. Just wanted to say we realize that the governor has opened 25% restaurants at 25%, but I think this resolution needs to be read. Whereas the Sussex County Chamber of Commerce on August 20th, 2020, gave testimony before the New Jersey Assembly, Commerce, and Economic Development Committee urging the state to consider a regional reopening strategy for New Jersey businesses based upon the degree of disease. And whereas Sussex County businesses are prepared and New Jersey's economy needs to open before more businesses are lost, as outlined in the Gateway to Resource for Businesses Reopening, prepared by the Regional Coalition of Hunterdon, Sussex, and Warren counties. And whereas Regional Coalition expressed its concern in May 28, 2020 letter to the governor, expressing its ongoing concern with the one-size-fits-all approach to reopening of the state's economy and the regional precedent for reopening businesses based upon local conditions. And whereas the citizens and leaders of Sussex County have demonstrated their ability to take proper precautions and measurements to control the spread of the virus, which has resulted in the lowest infection rate and the lowest daily cases per capita in the entire state. Whereas the state of New Jersey's own COVID-19 activity level report for weeks of August 8th to the 15th, 2020 show the current activity level for the Northwest, which comprises Sussex, Morris, Passaic, and Warren counties, as low with a COVID-19 activity index, CALI score of 1, the lowest possible score. And whereas the call for a regional approach to opening based on the data, if there is not a willingness by the governor to fully reopen the state for businesses is a reasonable approach in so as much as decisive action is needed immediately so businesses will know whether to plan for a future reopening now or a prolonged limit on their businesses. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex County concurs with the statements made and the reasons given by our businesses and elected leaders reflect above and notes that the uncertainties and economic damage to Sussex County reflected herein are not economically sustainable, and urge Governor Phil Murphy to seriously consider and plan with our leaders for a safe and regional reopening of businesses in the immediate future. Be it further resolved that the certified copy of this resolution be forwarded forthwith to the Governor, State Senate, State Assembly, each state and congressional elected official representing any portion of Sussex County, the New Jersey Business Coalition, and the New Jersey County, Sussex County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on these resolutions? Not hearing any. Terry, could you please, I need a roll call vote.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo?
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley?
Yes.
Okay, we're on number 14, awards of contract / change orders / bids. And we have A through F. Resolutions A through F.
Excuse me, Director. There was a typo on the agenda where B is listed as J, so it's actually items A through G.
Oh, I see it now. Okay, I didn't catch that. Okay, so it's A through G. Okay. Thank you very much. I didn't see that one. Okay, the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex has reviewed the award of contract change orders, bids consisting of various proposed resolutions, and determined that adoption of the said resolutions is in and will further the public interest. Can I have a motion, please, to approve contracts A through G?
Fantasia, so moved.
Second, please.
Second, Hertzberg.
Is there any discussion? Okay, not hearing any. Terry, a roll call vote, please.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Freeholder Fasano, I apologize.
That's all right. Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo?
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley?
Yes.
15 is financial. We have two bill lists, so we'll start with A. Can I please have a motion to approve the resolution for A for the bill list?
Fantasia, so moved.
Second, please.
Yardley, seconds.
That's the, I just want to add this in. It's August 26, 2020. So I have a motion and a second to approve the bill list for August 26, 2020. Is there any discussion? Terry, a roll call, please.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay, next we have B, which is resolution for the payment of bills list for September 9th, 2020. Could I please have a motion for B?
Fantasia, so moved.
Second?
Hertzberg, second.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. Can I have a roll call vote, please, Terry?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay, number 16 is personnel, and we have a resolution authorizing personnel agenda of September 9th, 2020. Can I please have a motion to adopt the personnel agenda?
Fantasia, so moved.
Thank you. A second?
Second, Hertzberg.
Okay, is there any discussion? Not hearing any. Terry, can I have a roll call vote, please?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next is our administrative report from our business administrator, Greg Pop.
Thank you, Director. I just wanted to share with the board that you all have received the financial report through July 31st. Our Chief Financial Officer reports that strong revenue collection has taken place in the County Clerk's office and the Surrogate's office, given the circumstances in which we find ourselves. Expenditures are on target. The 2021 budget process is underway. The budget module opened for departments to enter their budget requests on August 3rd. Those requests now are to have been turned back into the Department of Finance. The Budget Committee meetings will be scheduled starting the week of October 12th, and stay tuned for more about that. Also, too, I continue to work with the county's emergency preparedness team and our Office of Emergency Management in the development of the testing plan that ultimately will be submitted to the State Department of Health in the re-implementation of COVID-19 testing countywide, and will continue to keep the board apprised as we work towards finalizing our draft plan. Lastly, I would like to thank the board for its support in being able to advance some of these personnel items that have been approved this evening, and that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, there's no unfinished business. Number 20, is there any new business from the freeholders?
I have a question, yes, that I'd like to pose. I understand we have been doing conference calls. We've been remote since March. And I also understand a large part of that was not necessarily for us as a board. It was the size of the room that we actually hold our meetings in. If we were to distance as per the recommendations, it would reduce, the number of individuals that could participate. My question is, are we open to the idea of reinstating our in-person meetings for the board? Obviously, there would be an incredibly reduced capacity of members in the gallery, but we could also offer calling in, the same option where, we could perhaps have people call into the meeting, because I feel like as, the state is opening, I don't know what your, work schedules are. I'm clearly back to work in person, and I think it's time myself. So I wanted to share that to the board. I would like to see if the board is agreeable to resuming in-person meetings.
We can actually discuss that. We can certainly discuss that. The only problem I see is that if you have 10 people who show up and you can only sit 5 here, what do you do with the other 5? We've discussed this actually a couple of times already. But, the freeholders can contact me and just let me know how you feel about that, and we'll see what we can do, Dawn.
Mm-hmm. We could even have a situation. Yeah, if we can even just frame it where, attendance is limited, it's first come, first serve, or it becomes remote. I just feel that, in looking at what some of the boards are doing across the state, a fair amount of the boards are coming back in session together. So I feel, we could even offer an RSVP style option to say I would like to attend in person, so at least we know what our capacity is. But again, I would like to match what other boards are doing across the state, and some of their rooms aren't necessarily that much larger than ours.
Yeah.
So.
I'd like to have everybody back. It'd be so much easier than trying to do this over the phone. All right, let's have that conversation, and we can see how we can work that out. Thank you for bringing that up. Is there any other new business? Any other concerns?
Yes, I do. It's Herb. I have. Where are we with these reports from the nursing home that we opened?
Have we gotten them? Hold on.
Herb, Department of Health custodian of records has asked for yet another extension in terms of compliance. Now, the request is very broad, and the statute that was amended in April to relax the Oprah compliance date is in their favor, and they're using it. And I wouldn't recommend just yet pulling the plug on the extensions, but there will come a time. So I hope that's an answer.
Thank you for your answer. I would just like to remind the board and council that we have been sued many times for information, and we have provided tons of information. We have provided conference to provide tons of information, and we're just simply asking for copies of reports. And I find it disheartening and unbelievable that we cannot seem to get the state to take a copy and put it on a copy machine and make a copy. So I hope that we're not talking about this again next year, saying that they needed another extension.
No,
thank you for the time.
Just two follow-up points on that. Number one is it's particularly important because when the State Department of Health on its website tells you have to open some of these reports or you can't get them. The second point is in one of the newspaper articles that we did in our research, they have said, the State Department of Health, that they have already released Andover information in response to media Oprah requests. So they have done it, and they're going to have to do it with us. That's all I wanted to mention.
Any other concerns or comments? Okay, not hearing any, I'm going to go to the public session. Can I please have a motion to open the floor for public comment?
Fantasia, so moved.
Second, please.
Hertzberg, second.
Okay, this is our last public session. It's for general questions or comments. That means anything. You can ask on anything. Before we open this session, we ask that callers wanting to make a comment first state your name and municipality, and then our clerk will make a roster, and she will call you, and then you can speak. Okay, comments are limited to 3 minutes or less. So first, let's make that roster. So would you please, just who wants to speak, give me your name and your municipality.
Chris Carney, Frankfort Township Mayor.
Okay, Chris Carney, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, not hearing anyone. Chris, you have the floor.
I just want to echo off a little bit what Dawn said about opening up to the public. We haven't shut our municipality down, and we haven't got that many people there. Last night we had a meeting. We had a little overflow. That's because we did a proclamation. But once that was done, they stood by the door, and then they just left. Just in person just seems just more intimate, and
Okay.
I just kind of we should push it
Mhm.
that way.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate your response
That's it. Thank you.
and opinions. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Okay, not hearing anyone, could I please have a motion to bring it back, to close the floor?
Fantasia, so moved.
Yardley, second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay. We're on to number 22, which is a reminder. Please check the county's website at www.sussex.nj.us for meeting schedules. We do not have an executive session, so we can move right to adjournment. Can I please have a motion to adjourn?
Fantasia, so moved.
Okay. Second?
Hertzberg, second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, thank you very much. That's the end of our meeting. I'd like to thank everyone who called in, and I just hope to have a very good rest of the week. Good night.